Now, the fourth edition of the late Senator Abiola Ajimobi Roundtable, a discourse on burning national issues, held at the Abiola Ajimobi Foundation, University of Ibadan on Thursday. The talk shop, which attracted a cross-section of the country's brightest minds, had Vice President Yemi Osinbajo doubling as chairman, and former INEC chairman Professor Atahiru Jaga, and journalist Hangout Babajide Kolade Otitoju. They were all there. To the VP, let me quote him, "The right to freedom of choice is undermined by violence, and that's true," end quote. As far as Jide is concerned, security is a requisite for the conduct of a free, fair, and credible elections in our country. We have a story, a background story for you. Please watch on.
Unless elections are prepared and conducted,
prominent Nigerian leaders and personalities gathered to deliberate and proffer possible solutions to the various challenges facing the country. Insecurity is one major problem, and they say it undermines democratic and electoral process. Speakers believe that solving these challenges will result in good governance and enviable democratic system. They want a Nigerian democratic system that would guarantee the right of citizens to choose their preferred leaders.
History has demonstrated that it is this system, captured in one word, democracy, that guarantees the respect for the rights of individuals to choose their leaders. This right of choice is a civil and political right, and it's fundamental, because that is what separates us in terms of organization from animals.
unless elections are prepared and conducted in an environment that is peaceful and secure, its integrity and even the legitimacy of the outcome of that election would be in question.
Discussants at the panel session also maintained that unless insecurity is tackled, sustainable development in all sectors may be difficult.
Security is such a big problem. When Professor Jaga was talking about governance, my mind went to very good governance. What really is very good governance? Sometimes our leaders give to us what we really do not want.
Deliberate transformation process for 15 years that lasted up to 2015. But I think where we lost it or we missed it also was the fact that no single component of the Nigerian society should transform in isolation of the wider society.
Speakers also described the late Senator Ajimobi as a true Democrat that would be missed for his sagacity, wisdom, and maturity, especially at a time of dissonance of conflict. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
All right, then, let me add that the late Senator Ajimobi would have been 72 by today, right? So it was a posthumous event. Yusuf, how do you react to it? It goes without saying that elections in our country from now on will be helped by a security situation that's manageable. There are no two ways of looking at it.
Hopefully, the security situation will improve before next election. As it is now, it is not something that is satisfactory. You want to hold an election where many people cannot travel, freely. How many people who are afraid to travel to their home now in the southeast? We are not talking about the north. If you add north to it, many parts of the north, Niger State used to be extremely peaceful. Under this same administration, I've been in Sokoto many times. It used to be extremely peaceful. It's no longer. I've been in Zamfara. It's no longer the same. So it has moved from the northeast down to virtually everywhere. I'm talking about insecurity. I don't know whether you call it banditry, you call it Boko Haram, whatever. Insecurity is insecurity. So unless we are able to, stem the tide of this crisis before next election, if not, I still believe that next election is still under threat. As if things persist,
So it means Jide, he shares the sentiments of a former INEC boss, Professor Jega, who rightly says, look, at the rate we are going, we cannot hold any election peacefully.
You know, we can hold elections, but the law says that every local government in Nigeria, that no local government should be left behind. So, as things stand, if we had elections conducted in IDP camps in the northeast,
oh yeah,
what are we going to do in the northwest? Turuji, who is now being praised by musicians, is in control of some communities in Sokoto State. He is even appointing district heads for those communities. It's not just showing that he's in charge, he's demonstrating
that he's in charge.
That he's indeed in charge. So it is those district heads that will collect levies from farmers, determine when farmers can access their farms. It is that bad. So how do you go to hold elections in those places? Are you going to take permission from Bello Tuji? Are you going to take permission from Dankremi, from Dangote, and other bandit leaders all over the place? We are not, it's no longer something to lie about. Boko Haram is controlling territories in Niger State. Some people tried to make it look like, no, they never spread their tentacles beyond the northwest. Some even abuse me on social media because of this. Especially when Shekau came out to say he sponsored the kidnap of the GSS Kankara students. We tried to deny that that happened. But we've seen a governor, the governor of Niger State, come out to say Boko Haram is controlling territories in my state. It is that bad. Are you going to have elections in such places? So in how many places are we going to have elections held in IDP camps? Democracy was not designed to operate that way.
Yeah.
Everybody, no one should be left behind. I heard the VP talking about the fact that development should not leave anyone behind. He was saying that at this event. And we are saying that no Nigerian community should be left behind ahead of the 2023 elections. Keep our communities safe so that our people can freely exercise their franchise, freely choose their leaders. Our people should not just be under the control of bandits and other undesirable elements. People who have no reason to exercise the control that they now exercise over our hapless people.
All right. Yes, sir. All these happening in supposed peacetime.
You see, we just need to just hope that things will get better. Believe me, I don't want to be creating pessimistic view about the next election. This is a country that is talking about, census, next year. This is a country that wants to do election in
the year
about in less than 1.5 years, and things about insecurity, they are getting worse.
Yeah,
and I've never seen any concrete plan or strategy to convince me that things will get better. Things are getting worse. Things are getting worse every day. So now you compare, when you now add this to economic crisis, Nigerians have never been this poor, hungry. You get my point? You look the level of worsening poverty crisis plus hunger in the land. If you see the rate at which people commit suicide, you look at the way Nigeria easily get angry now because there are many people are hungry anyway. So now you want to go into census next year. This is not a small national exercise.
Yusuf, don't give me the impression you have a short fuse as well.
Now you want to add that to election. Election time in Nigeria is not a national carnival. It's, you know, that
And ideally, an election time should be like a carnival.
But in our country, that's not what leadership has made it to be. Do you know in some African countries, all these unnecessary things that we do, oh, you want to hold an election, come and collect PVC, come and do this, come and do that. The moment they know how many Nigerians are eligible to vote, if, for example, in Malaysia, they know how many people are eligible to vote. The moment you reach that
that's
age,
not rocket science.
they know. They just send you a letter. Oh, so. You are by so next week you'll be eligible. Oh, yesterday
when
you qualified to vote. So go there anywhere. But in Nigeria, things that we make us look like
we take for
people of
granted.
the Stone Age. That's what we can continue to do.
Okay, it can only get better. I don't think this is just a sloganeering. Jide, our business as journalists is to help mold opinion and allow the viewer, in this case, to make up his or her mind.
Yes, we can help the viewer to better appreciate the enormity of the problem and what roles they can play in helping Nigeria find a solution. For us, we are doing our job. Our job is to draw attention to the problem, not to behave like the problem is not there. The job of the media is not to behave like the problem is not there. We can't. We are not professional praise singers. No.
Oh yeah.
Our job is to draw attention to the problem so that the people's duty it is to solve the problem would then be encouraged. They would know that when they solve that problem, that is when they get praised. They won't be praised when the problem is very much there. No,
because we are not musicians.
Our job is
we are not musicians.
and we are not 2G. We are not 2G.
We are not musicians.
Okay then.